background. I am from a town which is around 100 kilometers from this place. In my town, I started learning English from 6th onwards. During my school days, we were not exposed to the kind of things which right now we are exposed to. Once I have started my journey, initially it took me almost, I would say, till 7 or 8 to speak Hindi properly. We are generally we speak native language. So coming out of that and from that particular place, that region, and then joining Air Force was a dream for me. So first I learned that how to speak Hindi properly. Then subsequently I learned how to speak other languages, and now I am here.
Good afternoon and greetings to everyone present here. On behalf of School Management Committee, Principal, staff members and students of Number 1 Air Force School, I, Ms. Seema, Activity Coordinator, is profoundly delighted to welcome Wing Commander Bhavesh Kumar Dubey, Vayu Sena Medal, Gallantry, our guest of honor for today's program, and other esteemed guests who have joined us to be the part of Project Veergatha Edition 3. Project Veergatha was launched by the Government of India as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav with the aim to disseminate the details of acts of bravery, the gallantry, awardees, and the life stories of these brave hearts among the students so as to raise the spirit of patriotism and instill amongst them the value of civic consciousness. The Gallantry Awards are symbolic of a soldier's sacrifice and heroic valor in the battlefield. These awards are announced twice in a year, first on the occasion of Republic Day and then on the occasion of Independence Day. We are going to welcome the Gallantry Award winner, our guest of honor. There will be introduction by him, followed by a question and answer round. Participants are requested not to forget to mention the school name in the chat box and to use raise hand emoticon in the WebEx chat box to ask questions. Proper care to be taken that the participants should not ask questions at the same time so that we go for a chaos-free interaction. After that, there will be the felicitation by the host and finally the vote of thanks. So, children, before I call from the staff here to brief, let me give you a little intro about him. Wing Commander Bhavesh Kumar Dubey, Vayu Sena Medal, Gallantry, was commissioned in the Air Traffic Control stream of Indian Air Force on 16 December 2007 and joined IAF Special Force in 2008. He has been the commanding officer of 4 Garud flights at Bhuj, Chandinagar, Pathankot, and Srinagar before being designated to take over the command of 611 Garud flight. He has also held appointment as senior instructor at Garud Regimental Training Center, GRTC, the alma mater of Special Force Training. During his tenure as commanding officer of IAF Special Force Unit, he led a squad of IAF Special Forces for a search operation of Air Force Station. At Air Force Station Pathankot. He showed keen situational awareness and estimating location of terrorists and marshaled his troop to contain the terrorists within a designated area, which proved to be the game changer. For this act of exceptional courage, Wing Commander Bhavesh Dubey, then Squadron Leader Bhavesh Kumar Dubey, has been awarded Vayu Sena Medal, Gallantry. So with a round of applause, it's the time to call him on the forum. So please, now students stay tuned to listen to the success story of him in his own words. So.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for this kind introduction. Just to introduce myself, I'm Wing Commander Bhavesh Dubey, presently commanding officer of 611 Garud flight. By branch, I am an air traffic controller. Did my special forces training from 2008. Jumped out of the aircraft, or rather I would say most of the aircraft of the Indian Air Force which are capable of doing the Paralympic. Deployed in northern part of India, southern part of the India, and the eastern part of India before coming here in the center. Coming to the story as such, the day was 31st December 2016 and time was around 1930 hours. Few terrorists have crossed India-Pakistan border near Bamial sector, which is there near Gurdaspur. Thereafter, those terrorists headed towards Air Force Station Pathankot. In the meantime, when they were heading towards the Air Force Station Pathankot, they hijacked one vehicle. That was an Innova vehicle driven by one of the taxi driver to Kagas. They hijacked that vehicle, killed that taxi driver, and in that vehicle they moved. But unfortunately, or rather I would say fortunately, they could not move further because that vehicle got damaged. By that time, another vehicle of SP Gurdaspur, Mr. Savinder Singh vehicle was coming. They hijacked that vehicle, and in that SP's vehicle, now they headed towards Air Force Station Pathankot. They came at around 0100 hours, that is the early morning of 1 o'clock of 1st of January 2016, near the Air Force Station, and they are expected to climb the wall and come inside the airbase somewhere close to 0400 to 0600, that is the early morning of 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in between. Once they came inside, they slit throat of SP's friend who was there inside the car, keeping their phone with them, and now they were inside the Air Force Station. They hide themselves in one of the area. Now, since they came very late, and generally what is the modus operandi of those terrorists, that generally they carry out attack at around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, so that they have 4-5 hours of the darkness with them. They reached here at around 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in between. So they waited the entire day inside the airbase. Now what happened? At around 9 o'clock in the morning, one of the terrorists used SP's mobile and called his mother sitting at Bahawalpur, Pakistan. Now fortunately, that call was intercepted by our security agencies, and that is how we come to know that terrorists are here. And immediately, the search parties were launched. Immediately, we were being called. I was the commanding officer of the Garo unit at Air Force Station Pathankot. However, my entire unit was there at in another operation which I cannot disclose here. So there were very few commandos available at that point of time at Air Force Station Pathankot. So we asked another force to pitch in, and that is how the National Security Guards, or we only known as energy commandos. So they had also come. Initial briefing was being conducted, and what we have decided that the half of the area will be covered by the energy, and half of the area, including the domestic area of Air Force Station Pathankot, will be covered by the Garos. As you know that we have multiple assets with us, which can see directly from the sky, and with those, one of the assets we got to know that there is some movement in one particular area. So immediately call came to me that there is some problem in one particular area and I have to go and search. So we moved there. We first cordon off that area. Cordon means covering that entire area 360 degrees. So that if they want to skip, they should not skip. So we covered that area 360 degree, and then I, along with 5 of my other personnel, the 6 of us, we moved inside that particular area where those terrorists were there. Now the time was in the night, 2:30. Once we moved there, it was completely dark. So when we are moving inside the dark area, we go very slowly, deliberately, checking all the aspects. Now, in that particular area where those terrorists were there, that area where those terrorists were hiding, it was very, very near to the domestic area. When I say domestic area, where the people, live, where they stay. It was very near to the domestic area. And if that search, we are not going to start at that particular time, what we thought that it may create the hostess kind of a situation if those terrorists sneak inside the domestic area. So immediately that search was launched. So I moved in that area along with my 5 other personnel, level commandos. Once we moved there, it was an open garage, the size of this room. On the left side, there was multiple pillars and few vehicles were there, and on the right side, there were certain more vehicles which were there, and in between the area was vacant. So I was the first one, I was leading that one of the pillar. Then I moved, I waved my other buddy to come ahead. So we were moving in a leapfrogging positions. First one will go, then another will go, then another will go. So in that way we were searching. So once I was there, and the other person, where I signaled that you come ahead, when he was coming and when he was just above me, just perpendicular to me, that was the time I heard around 15 to 18 rounds of AK-47. And the moment I saw on my right, my buddy, Corporal Gursekhar Singh, Shaurya Chakra, he was collapsing. But when he was collapsing, see the raw courage of that commando. While collapsing also, he was firing on those terrorists where the fire was coming. He fired his entire rifle. Once I saw that the fire is coming from the direction, it was not more than 6 to 7 meters from my position. I started shooting in that direction. And once I was shooting in that direction, I got a heavy burst of assets which we had. That was the only operation in the world history. The entire operation was over in the limited time period. However, once we operate in this kind of a situation, we have to make sure that we have to go to every nooks and corners, we have to go in every possible residential area and the other areas. We have to search. So the search was on for next at least 3 days, and when we were very sure that now no one is there, we handed over that area to the station authorities. Thereafter, those terrorists were found to be affiliated with the Jaish-e-Mohammed regime of Pakistan, and later on we found out that they all came from Bahawalpur. So that was the entire operation where we operated. There were a number of lessons learned. However, pertaining to you, especially the school children, I want to give out certain recommendations. First of all, this type of situation can happen anywhere and everywhere, in any part of the country. It happens in Pakistan also in Army Public School. A couple of times, terrorists or those anti-national elements tried this stunt in JNK also. So it can happen anywhere. So first of all, I would like to recommend that there has to be some system that by sounding that alarm, by doing that one particular thing, immediately everyone available in the station, from the senior most to the junior most, they must come to know that yes, some emergency has happened and we have to do lockdown. There has to be some system which needs to be formalized. That is number one. Second point which I want to raise it here is whosoever is that particular time when the emergency is going on, if someone is there at some room, he has to be stayed in their room. So all the kids, students, staff, other staff, they should not go here and there. Whatever shelter, whatever cover, whatever concealment you are getting, then and there, you please go. Now again, when I am talking about the cover and concealment, again I want to point out one thing, or I want to recommend one thing, that let's say if they are there, if the students are there in their classroom, this point is for the teachers, please make sure that nobody is there in front of the windows. Window can provide the concealment, but it cannot provide the cover. If terrorists are there, they can fire through that window, which is made of glass. Bullets can pierce that window and go across. So always take cover behind the solid concrete wall. Lock the room, lock the hall, whatever is available. If the desks are there, if the benches are there, if the chairs are there, please make a bunker kind of a thing where you can put 2 to 3 racks, and over top of those racks you can also put the chairs or the sofa sets or the tables and go underneath that. Please do not come out unless your own security forces come. Again, another point here is, if someone is coming and banging on the door that we are the security forces, open the door, please do not open. Please, first, you don't speak up anything. If you are in an iota of the doubt that if they are not our own security forces. So that is the one point. Another point, if you are in doubt or if you assume that yes, they are our security personnel coming from our own base, you please make sure that now this system can be formalized, that how you carry out that IFF. IFF stands for Identification of Friendly or Foe. So how you can do that? You can ask the name of the air officer commanding here. So everyone is expected, whosoever is there in the air force station, he must know the name of air officer commanding. You ask the name of, how many air force school is there in this area or in the air force station. So he must be knowing if he is there from that air force. Now, if he is coming from the army, you can ask any question, whatever that, I leave it to your imagination. You can ask anything from the Gwalior. Any person coming from the other part of the state will not be knowing those things. And he will be in that much of shock that he will not be able to answer those things. Please do not open the door unless and otherwise you are completely sure that these forces belong to us. Now, the best part is just lock it down, go inside the tables, chairs or whatever is available and wait for the further assistance. There has to be earmarked area from where you have to move out and exit from the school. So now this is the peace time. As of now nothing is happening. So there must be some plan which we can formulate right now, that if something goes wrong at this part of the northern side of the school, what are all the exit points of the southern side? In the very same way, if there is something which is going wrong at the southern part of the school, how quickly I can evacuate my people from the northern part of the school. This is your school, you know in and out about this school. So you can plan it out in a way, and then the rehearsals. At least I would say once in a quarter, you must, or once in every month, you must include this drill in your system. The alarm, that if this alarm is being rung or whatever method you formalize, if this thing is going to be there, I'll be quickly exit. How will inform the students or the staff? Is there any PA system? Because Air School has many a good infrastructure. However, the school which is there at at the remote part, at the other place, they must not be having that kind of infrastructure. But this thing should be there. I heard the real conversation between the terrorist and his handler from the Pakistan. The real conversation, and in that conversation, that handler is saying or instructing that terrorist that if he said in Hindi that अगर कुछ भी नहीं होता है तो किसी भी स्कूल में, किसी भी थाने में घुस जाना, लेकिन इसको ऐसे छोड़ना नहीं है. This was the precise statement which he made. So every school is vulnerable with the current situations, the current atmosphere of the world, I would say. But we have to formalize certain policies by which at least we can save our students, our kids, our staff and our establishment. So that was a small brief from my side for the Pathankot operations where I was a part of that. Thank you so very much for this patience in listening. Now I am open for the questions. If you have any questions, if it is coming in the open domain, when I say open domain, like the non-classified or the unclassified domain, definitely I will try to answer. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. I am Anushka Tiwari, a student of 10th C, and I am eager to know that what according to you is one quality an individual, as in soldier, as an officer, or as an aspirant, should possess to don this respectful uniform?
It was a tough question actually. According to me, the one quality which you must have, you must be realistic to yourself. Strength and your weaknesses, and then strength are your strength. Once you know that what are all my weaknesses, please work on those weaknesses. But again, the only one quality which will take you to that particular heights is the reality. When I say reality, if you are real to yourself, now you know that how much hard work I have done, how much hard work I have to do now, what are all my, I would say, shortcomings, then only you will learn, you will work on those shortcomings and improve, and definitely the one day will be there when you will be donning the uniform or whatever your aim would be, you will be achieving that.
How do you fit and partner
This is the part of the training. We have undergo, or any soldier for that matter, undergoes a lot of training, and that training is primarily to shape his attitude, their mental robustness in that direction. So we are trained to be acting in that situation. So the bullets, the grenades, these are not, or they were not the new things for me. We have done it in the past during our training time, and during our training, there is one very famous, the more you sweat in the piece, the less you bleed in a war. So definitely we have undergone, and the special forces training is such that you undergo a lot of stress, a lot of mental stress. For nights, continuously for 3 days, 4 days, they don't let you sleep. we undergo various rigorous regime. So the stress which we get, mental as well as the physical, in training, so that actually motivate us, or that groom us to act in such a way during these type of situations. I hope I could answer you.
So my question is that, now we are so young that so that we can join any profession to serve our nation. And sir, is there any advice by you that how to serve our nation?
Yes, I got your point. Serving the nation doesn't mean that you have to wear the uniform and go to the borders or in this type of areas where the anti-national elements are there and fight. Serving the nation can be in any fold. If you are carrying out a campaign, the plastic-free campaign, you are serving the nation. If you are affiliated yourself in a Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, you are serving the nation. If you are imparting any kind of training to the small kids, you are building a nation. So it is as per your imagination. If you are grooming someone, anyone who is, of the age of you or lesser than that, you are building a nation. So the building nation or serving nation can be in any form. A person who is in a corporate sector, they are also serving the nation in terms of making money for the country. Any person, farmer, he is serving our nation. Any shopkeeper, he is serving the nation. He is boosting the economy. So serving nation is nothing to do with the age, is nothing to do with the kind of uniform which you are donning. It is the Air Force uniform or the Air Force school uniform. It doesn't matter.
Who motivates you through this journey?
This journey actually, I was very much motivated by my father. In school days, he used to tell me that I want you to become a defense officer, and I want to see you in uniform. So those words always was there in my ears. My father is no more now, and before donning this uniform, he was not there. But those words were there, and those words were always echoing in my ears. So that was one motivation which was there.
Question, please.
Morning, sir. My name is Anurag Singh Yadav, and
Good morning, Anurag.
sir, use grades like such as IIT, NEET, CA. So there is a societal pressure and also family pressure to opt for the job. If the student wants to opt for defense courses, he or she is not able to. So what ways to suggest to tackle the societal pressure and opt for your dreams?
My suggestion to you is, or for anyone who is dreaming for donning the uniform, defense uniform, if circumstances are such that your parents want you to be the IITian, you please join IIT, and then from IIT you please come. There are a number of officers who are from IITs, who are from IIMs. If you really want to chase your dream, you can come from there also. But again, it is a matter of time, it is a matter of priorities. If your priority is to join defense forces, you can come via IIM, via IIT also. There are officers who have come after completing their MBBS from AIMS. There are officers who have completed their IIT, their engineering from IITs and joined defense forces. So now nobody is stopping you to join from IITs or IIMs. I hope I answered you.
Sanskar, okay? Repeat your question. Be clear.
While following profession, when the finding itself weak, can indicate.
Yeah, so that's how, that is what I was talking about. I'm not good in, academics, the numbers, because what I used to think that once I'll be in the Air Force or Army or Navy, there will be no study. However, once I don this uniform, every now and then I'm undergoing some of the course where the academics are there. So that is the area which actually I hate, and I don't do very good in that. However, over a period of time I overcome with that, my shortcoming. But that is the area. Yes, the question is, what message would you like to convey to the young generation about patriotism, sacrifice, and joining the armed forces? The only thing which you do is that you join Air Force, you join Army, you join Navy, you join any defense force. The other two things, patriotism, the sacrifice will come as a package. However, till the time you are joining those defense forces or the CAPF, whatever you are doing, just do the right thing. Everyone knows at your age that what is right and what is wrong. Everyone knows. So you just follow the right path. Whatever is being instructed to you, whatever is being told to you by your parents, by your teachers, be very, very truthful to yourself. And anyway, if you serve the nation by doing anything, please do that. Work hard, follow your passion, and rest everything will be done.
Now we are done with. Thank you so much, children, for such wonderful questions, and thank you, sir, for such wonderful answers. Once again, I thank sir for such happening and lively interaction. Now I request Principal Ma'am to kindly felicitate our guest of honor with a memento.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Dear audience, here we conclude our program. And it seems to me a great honor to propose a vote of thanks on such wonderful occasion. On behalf of the School Management Committee, Principal and staff, I extend a hearty vote of thanks to Wing Commander Bhavesh Kumar Dubey, Vayu Sena Medal Gallantry, for his gracious presence and being instrumental in inspiring our students sharing his success story. My sincere gratitude to Ms. Toshima Singh Rajput, Principal Ma'am, for giving us guidance and support, and other esteemed guests from various schools who have joined us to make this program a successful one. Last but not the least, I extend my thanks to my staff who has supported with their untiring efforts. Finally, all the lovely audience who have come up with such wonderful questions and have made this program a lively and happening. Thank you everyone once again. Jai Hind.